Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. The moment was subtle, yet deeply powerful, one of those fleeting interactions that tells you everything without a single word being spoken. During a high-energy event, when the noise was overwhelming, the crowd roaring, and the atmosphere nearly chaotic, fans noticed something that pulled at their hearts. Jungkook, visibly tense, restless, his body language shouting that he was overwhelmed, only began to calm when Jimin quietly reached out and touched his back. It wasn't dramatic. There were no grand gestures or overly obvious signs, but anyone who has followed Jungkook and Jimin closely could see it, feel it. Jungkook's shoulders, which had been stiff with stress, visibly softened, his breathing steadied, and more importantly, his gaze, which had been darting with uncertainty, finally found stillness, all because of a gentle, grounding touch from the one person who always seems to understand him the most, Jimin. It wasn't the first time something like this happened. Over the years, fans have witnessed countless instances where Jimin acts as Jungkook's emotional anchor. Whether it's in the form of a reassuring glance, a small nudge, or a warm smile, Jimin's presence has consistently brought Jungkook back to himself. But this particular moment felt raw, unfiltered, and achingly intimate. It was instinctive. Jimin didn't hesitate. He saw Jungkook struggling, and without words, he acted, placing his hand gently on Jungkook's back as if to say, "I'm here. You're safe." And Jungkook's response? Immediate. His body leaned slightly into Jimin's touch, almost like a silent thank you, a surrender to the comfort he so clearly needed. No one else in the room could have offered that same peace, not because others didn't care, but because not everyone carries that kind of connection. That silent understanding, that level of emotional closeness. The fans who caught the moment replayed it over and over, each time finding new layers. The way Jimin's fingers moved slightly, as if reassuring Jungkook further. The way Jungkook's posture eased, how his breathing became quieter. It was more than a moment, it was proof. Proof of a bond that transcends friendship, performance, and even words. It's moments like these that fuel the belief that there is something incredibly special between them. Not because of speculation, but because love, whether platonic or something more, leaves traces in the smallest of gestures. And this gesture, simple as it was, spoke volumes. So yes, we saw it. We felt it. Jungkook only calmed down when Jimin touched his back. And maybe, just maybe, that's all we needed to see to know exactly how deep their connection runs. There are moments in life when words fall away, when silence is louder than the loudest scream, and when a single touch can echo louder than 1,000 cheers. That night was one of those moments. In the sea of chaos, flashing lights, and unrelenting pressure, there stood two people, not idols, not performers, but just Jimin and Jungkook. Two souls tethered quietly to one another in a way only they truly understand. What makes this even more magical is how instinctive it all was. Jimin didn't look around for permission. He didn't assess the cameras or worry about how it might be perceived. His body simply moved, reached toward Jungkook like a magnet, finally responding to a force it had always known. It's as if his heart tugged him forward before his mind even registered what was happening. That's what real connection looks like. That's what love, in its purest, most unguarded form, does. And Jungkook, golden magne, strong, composed, almost unshakable on stage, let it happen. No resistance, no hesitation. He let his walls drop in that brief second. He leaned into the touch, allowed it to ground him, to remind him that he wasn't alone in that noise, that he never has been, that as long as Jimin is there, he doesn't have to face any storm by himself. To understand why this small touch carried such weight, you have to go back through the years of shared stages, shared struggles, and shared silences. You'd have to see the way Jimin has always seen Jungkook, not just as a teammate or younger member, but as someone whose emotional landscape he's mapped inch by inch. It's the quiet moments, the way Jimin would always check if Jungkook had eaten, or the way he'd glance at him during interviews just to make sure he was okay. And in turn, it's the way Jungkook always gravitates toward Jimin when he's tired, or nervous, or simply in need of warmth. Their journey together didn't begin with fireworks or dramatic revelations. It started slowly, carefully, like two puzzle pieces that over time realized they fit perfectly. Fans often talk about Jimin being Jungkook's safe place, But perhaps the real truth is that they are each other's safety. Mirrors, in the most intimate sense. Point one completes the other's sentence. Breathes when the other forgets how to. And that's why this one moment, this touch, wasn't just a random incident. It was the culmination of years of emotional closeness that can no longer be hidden behind stage lights or idol personas. Because you can't fake that kind of instinct. You can't manufacture that kind of presence. You can only live it. And they have. The fandom felt it like a collective pulse. As if we were all pulled into that split second of rawness. Some fans cried watching it. Others held their breath. Many whispered to themselves, "He really needs him." Because that's what it was, need. Not dependency, not weakness, but a quiet, fierce need that exists between people who have survived together, thrived together, who've held each other's hearts in unspoken trust. It made us think about all the times we've seen Jungkook stressed or anxious, the pressure of being the youngest, the responsibility of perfection, the weight of expectation. He carries it all with grace. But sometimes, even the strongest need a moment of softness. And in Jimin, Jungkook has found that soft place to land. The person who won't ask questions but will always know when something's off. In interviews, when asked about their bond, they often downplay it with laughter or jokes. But every now and then, the truth slips through. Like when Jungkook once said that Jimin is someone he relies on the most. Or when Jimin said that Jungkook is someone he worries about more than himself. These little slips of vulnerability are like windows into something fans already feel deep down they're each other's person. And that's what makes it unforgettable. It reminded fans why they fell in love with Jikook in the first place. Not because of the ship, not because of fan service, but because of the undeniable truth of their connection. It's in the way they protect each other, the way they show up for each other, the way their energies align so naturally that even silence between them feels full of meaning. Even the tiniest Jikook moments feel like puzzle pieces scattered across years, continents, tours, and then suddenly, in moments like this, they all come together. Suddenly, it all makes sense. Why they always sit near each other. Why their eyes seek each other in crowds. Why they always seem to know how the other is feeling without a single word being spoken. So yes, Jungkook calmed down when Jimin touched him. But more than that, he came back to himself. Back to the boy behind the golden magne image. Back to the heart that beats louder than applause. Back to the simple truth that no matter how loud the world gets, there's always someone there to remind him to breathe. Jimin did that. Quietly. Lovingly. And fans felt it across oceans. Maybe love is really just a series of small gestures done consistently over time. Maybe it's just always knowing when to reach out your hand and when to pull someone close without asking why. If that's the case, then Jikook have been writing a love story this whole time, one gesture, one glance, one moment at a time. And we're lucky enough to witness it. And at the end of the day, it's not about how big the stage is, how loud the crowd is, or how bright the lights are. Sometimes, all it really takes is one sincere, gentle touch from the person who understands us best. Jimin touched Jungkook's back, and the world seemed to stop for a moment. Not because of drama, but because of love, because of comfort, because of a bond that needs no words. Thank you for watching today's episode of Jikook Diaries. If you felt the warmth of that moment, don't forget to like, share this video, and write in the comments. I saw it too, and I believe in such small love. See you in the next episode, with more moments that prove sometimes the truest love is in the silence. Annyeong, Army. Stay gentle, stay kind, and keep believing in Jikook.